Welcome to Patch Dispatch. I'm Corey Luna. With me is Rich Ogben. Hi, Rich.
Hello.
And welcome to Patch Dispatch number 12. We've got a few wonderful things coming up between news, gear, and music. So let's go straight into some news from Piqued directly to you. We're going to Super Booth up in May. We're going to be Piqued is Rich and I going to be going out to Berlin for the first time as Piqued to go to Super Booth, check it out, and try to expand our brand a bit. I'm really excited because I've never been to Berlin, but Rich, you've been there before.
Yep, a couple times. A few times. And thanks for covering the cost of my tickets, just wanted to say.
I'm excited. Yeah, that was fun. I personally reached out to the people at Super Booth last year, and they finally got back to me a few months later, and we worked it out. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah,
that was really nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to seeing all the vendors, everybody there. I know there's going to be a lot of people that I've met online before and have never met in person. I'm pretty sure Justin Mayo of Nobula is going to be over there, and I'm really excited to meet him. He's been a really nice guy. So, and plenty of other people are going to be there that I've never met. So it's really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And next on our news list, Monologs EP03 with Shipwreck Detective released already back in March. If you haven't seen it already, which over 3,000 views have already hit, if you haven't seen it, we've got a link for you right here. Please check it out. It was so much fun to shoot. Dev was such a sweetheart and opened up to us so much. And the guy, he's like a brother already. Like we were already we already are on the same level just from when I had him on North Beast podcast, as he came over to my apartment and we chatted for a good hour or so. And we could have talked for a few hours. We had so much in common. And then once we got to do monologues with him, even more came out. We got so much more in depth with him and his story of his inspirations and the things that he's involved in. It's so good. We went out and got to go touch grass with him. We actually, should say we probably touched water with him, but you should watch the video to see more about that. That was really fun.
Yep. And we've got the extended cut commentary coming very soon.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And next on Monologues, we've got next up on news for Piqued, we also have an update to our website called Patch Bay. And we've got a workshop coming up. And Rich, would you like to explain a little bit more on what the workshop from Patch Bay is going to be?
Yeah, so basically, I have access to some resources through my employer, and one of the resources is a space that's sort of a community hacker space, maker space, and they've been looking to fill some time slots. So I looked into what's something we could kind of put together, and so basically, it's this. It's going to be a hybrid workshop. So there's going to be an online portion and an in-person section. So if you're not local to Southern California and you can't make it to the space, you'll be able to follow along online on the Patch Bay on Piqued FM. So we're going to be publishing documentation and videos, basically to build a kind of a logic chip playground. So if you're familiar with kind of what CMOS chips are, there's a whole community of people that are building analog synth circuits with these pretty inexpensive and simple chips to explore electronics and learn and create sounds. So that's kind of the basics of what we're going to be doing. So if you're interested in that, go over to Piqued FM, put your email in and subscribe. to the newsletter. And then when we have the dates set up, we'll send an email out and let everybody know.
I'm really excited about that. I'll be traveling down to LA to be there present.
Yeah, for as many as you can do. I mean, the in-person workshops, they're not going to be like a ton of them. There's probably going to be, I don't know, a handful and spread over the course of a few months or something like that. But hopefully we'll have a lot more going online. I think we'll set up something on the Discord so people can go in there and ask questions and get help, things like that. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, now let's move into some gear. So there's a new from Jasmine and OliveTree.com. Some of you know is a wonderful little modular company, and they have recently released 2 of their modules on VCV Rack, water and hotel. So if you use VCV Rack, and I highly encourage everybody to use VCV Rack, it's such a wonderful tool. Check out Jasmine Olive Tree's water and hotel modules over there. So water is a 3-phase, 8-step CV generator, and hotel is a source of loopable random gates with preset frequencies. So a lot of fun. I already know that my buddy Lenny already owns a couple of these. I believe he actually bought Traffic, which is also on VCV Rack, which he was really excited to get. And he even said, you should get this one. That one's a trigger-based CV controller with random modes. But check out the new ones from Jasmine and Olive Tree, Water and Hotel on VCV Rack. And if you haven't played with a VCV Rack before, we actually got a chance to have a live performance from artist Anti.Negative back in 2019 when we used to have Piqued live shows. He did a live performance with us, and we're going to have a link for you down here in the show notes so that you can check out part of his performance from 2019. And he performed an all modular set in VCV Rack on a laptop. And even the developer, the creator of VCV Rack, was impressed with what Anti.Negative was able to achieve in VCV Rack. It was really cool. Andrew Belt, being the creator of VCV Rack, was impressed. And Rich, have you had a chance to play with the VCV Rack? All of any of the Jasmine and Olive Tree?
No, I mean modules? I haven't played with VCV Rack recently. Not since they updated, I think, to 1.0 version or 2.0, whatever the kind of big release was during when we filmed that meetup. Yeah, I mean, I probably should check it out again. It's been a while.
Do you want to play a small clip from Anti.Negative's performance?
Yeah, sure. I have it up right now. Let me.
Okay.
Yeah, he had some kind of wacky stuff going on at the end. It was a very varied performance, I think. It was super cool, though. The amount that he got out of that rack was pretty crazy. So,
very impressive.
Yeah.
So, those of you who are familiar with VCV Rack or getting into modular, excellent resource without having to spend much. All right, let's get into our next piece of gear today. We're going to be talking about REPLAY from Vongon. This is a new synthesizer, polyphonic synthesizer with multimodal arpeggiator from Vongon, which is mostly known as a pedal company. So this is their first all synthesizer. Beautiful, like nice layout of a synthesizer, very minimal style to it. Has this nice cream color to it. It looks really gorgeous. I haven't had a chance to play with it myself, but already it's priced at $899. And the first batch of them already sold out. The on the website says sold out. They'll have more on the way soon. So, Rich, have you had a chance to take a look at the replay from Vongon yet?
Yeah, I've watched some of the reviews that have come out. It's pretty cool. I mean, I think any pedal company, and this one in particular, has a really nice style with their pedals. They do like the wood wrapping.
Yeah.
Pedals are really interesting for design because you don't have a ton of space, you know. So any of the companies that like really push the design on the pedals, I really have a lot of respect for. And their pedals look awesome. So yeah, it's not surprising that the first synth they've tried to make looks really cool. I like the white on white kind of color scheme, which is funny because a lot of people have been saying like, you know, how do you know what the stuff is? There's no labels. Well, there is text on it. It's hard to see in some of the photos because of the lighting. But yeah, there's like a white text on the stuff. Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks so beautiful. It looks like the inspirations are the Roland Juno and Korg Poly 6 are some of the inspirations for that synthesizer. And of course, if you've ever played those or listened to any pop music from the 80s, you've heard those synthesizers. And if the replay is anything like them, you know it's going to be gorgeous.
For sure.
No, I can't wait to experience it in person. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, we'll have to run by like Perfect Circuit or something when they get one out on display.
I'm looking forward to it. Next on gear, we've got VEKT by Electronauts. Now, this is another tracker that Rich, you mentioned just recently to me, which again was not on my radar, but apparently it's been out for a while. But this is I think version 4 firmware update to it.
So it's in development still. So it's not released. And it's not a tracker. It's like a drum synth. So the inspiration for the UI is sort of like a very simplified Ableton Live setup where you have sort of rows and columns, like a grid of, your samples or your loops playing. In this case, probably patterns. But it's very M8 inspired. It has that kind of, very small, keyboard kind of clicky keyboard look to it. I like the knobs at the top. Yeah, it's in development. So he just released a V4. It's just sort of like, here's an update. This is what I've got going on. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the M8 from Dirty Wave in terms of the style of it.
For sure. That's definitely, it's inspired from the M8. It's probably got a lot in common as far as the hardware too, like the Teensy and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love the idea of it being a handheld device, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so hopefully, hopefully this, they can get it finished and get something out to people to play with.
Yeah, and there's a great little video you sent me from, what was it? Yuzi Maizi, I believe is their YouTube name.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a good little 6-minute video of how the portable drum computer is used. Mm-hmm. And a great example. It sounds really good. I love the samples on it.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can get a hold on someone will get a hold of that pretty soon. I'm looking forward to that one coming out. All right, now let's get into some music. So right off the bat, my friend Malarki just dropped a new album on March 28th, and this being April 6th right now. This is just basically like last week, almost a little over a week ago. Malarki dropped a new album called Asunder on Error Grids music. And again, like if you've listened to his music, it's industrial, but he goes a little bit more in depth. He's got some piano work on there. It's a little ambient. It's a great mix of ambient and industrial. So you've got those hard-hitting beats and textures that Malarki is known for. But then you have these beautiful ambient melodic pieces between it all. And it's an interesting style to him, which is I haven't seen this come of him before. So this is a really good update. He's got a limited amount of physical digipack CDs available with some photos that fold out, which I'm really looking forward to. It's a limited press, of course. You can find that over on malarki.bandcamp.com/albums/asunder. And I've already purchased, or I'm about to purchase one myself. I've already contacted him and said, keep one for me, please. So if he knows, I'm ready to get one. But let's have a listen to track number 4, which is Null Space Inversion. I love that beat. It really has a reminiscence of Frontline Assembly. You know, some Bill Lee heavy hits in there, man. I love that stuff. Yeah. All right, now let's go on to our next release from Two Hands, One Engine. He put out an album called Winter Blues back on December 2023. And this is a fellow that I've known for a few years now. We've never met in person because he lives in the Midwest, but I've always enjoyed his music. He's got a long history of working in rock bands, but then his solo work, Two Hands, One Engine, is just him playing electronics, and he has a wonderful ambient feel to him that can be a little cold, but sometimes a little warm. This one, of course, being Winter Blues. Even in the album description, he talks about living in the Midwest and where there's a lot of cold season air in there, and you get the winter blues basically from having a lack of sunshine, which is very realistic. Again, wonderful textures, beautiful ambient sounds. Let's have a listen to track number 3. Winter Blues, Section 2, Embrace. Yeah, now that's Justin Mank, who is Two Hands, One Engine, and I love that his beautiful slow build within his music. It's really nice. So find his music on Bandcamp, of course. Go directly to he spells it 2h1e.bandcamp.com/winter-blues. And then our final chapter for music today is from Obukhov Audio. Now, he's in Siberia, and he's been producing music for a long time. He recently released some remasters of some music he recorded back in between 1999 and 2004, where he used a particular synthesizer. I think it was called the Ensoniq SQ1, possibly. And again, I've never had any experience with this particular synthesizer, but the way he uses it, and apparently he's released about 4 albums or maybe 3 albums inspired by using this one synthesizer. So let's have a listen to the album Synth and Sonic, track number 2, which is called Urban Tower. Excellent. Yeah, he's so this music he was producing back then was called. He was using he was performing in the genres of like electronic synth pop, basically. And again, like I've never used the synthesizer, but he made some amazing music with it. Recorded back. It looks like it was recorded in 2000. Looks like. And then he did a re-release, a remaster. He released in March 8th of this year. And he has a massive music library, which I highly encourage everyone to take a listen to. I do see a lot of his work as he does a lot of AI work right now, just posting on like Facebook and Instagram. He's a very talented artist beyond just doing music, which I love all the music he's producing, but all around really interesting guy. I tried to have him come on North Beats and he said, "Thank you, but I speak no English." So maybe I have to learn Russian. We'll see. But I've been wanting to mention one of his albums for a while now because I've been really enjoying his music. Every time he releases something, it always catches my ear. I really enjoy what he does. I believe that is all we have for Patch Dispatch number 12 on this being April 6th in 2024. Rich, you have any ending notes for today?
Go put your email on Piqued FM. Get notified of the upcoming workshops. And if you're going to Berlin, we'll see you there.
Very good. Please follow us and subscribe on Piqued.fm. We've got some more wonderful things coming to you here in 2024. Stay tuned. All right. Good night.
All right.